let me tell you about apples. Hey, what is good everyone, Chris here, welcome back to the channel, and today we're talking about the Apple MacMini M1. This is the last addition to my horde of Apple devices. My iPad mini from 2019 that my daughter is using these days. My iPad Pro 2018 that is my workhorse whenever I'm not at my desk. The iPhone 12 Pro Max that I recently bought, and as well as the AirPods Pro that I have for some time now, and I also have the AirPods first generation, and finally my MacBook Pro 16-inch, which is pretty specced out, 32 gigabytes of RAM, 2 terabytes storage, the i9 8 cores, 2.3 gigahertz processor, as well as the 5500 graphic card, $3,500. A lot of money. Now you're probably wondering why I'm talking about the Mac Mini after everyone did a review. Have it for like 2 months now. Well, because mine it's the 16 gigabytes version, and I ordered it I think 2 or 3 days after they released it, and it just came in a week ago, and since then I'm testing it and I put it to work so I can tell you exactly what I feel about it. But before that, let's watch the unboxing. So let's talk about the design. It's the same like the old ones, a piece of aluminum, a slab of aluminum that looks very nice and it's cold to touch. I do love this form factor, though I wanted to buy the old one. I've never been so keen to have a machine that can do much for me in terms of what I'm doing. This one though, it might. So like I said, it's a slab of aluminum that has a plastic backplate inscripted with MacMini on it. They chose to use the old backplates and they didn't inscribe the M1, which I would have preferred. That's being a new generation, and you know, that's that feeling that over the years when you're gonna look at this one, you'll probably realize that this one was a pioneer of what's coming for Apple in the future. But it is what it is. Now on the back, the I/O is a little bit different and everyone is talking about it. They stripped 2 of the Thunderbolt ports, and now you only have 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports as well as a charging port. You have an HDMI port and 2 USB-A 3.0 ports, as well as a 3.5mm jack for using it with your headphones or speakers. That is what you have, and as well on the back you have this grill that is actually blowing cool air most of the time. And yes, that's what it does. Kind of weird. Now, inside of it, it's the SoC that we are talking about today. It's the M1 that converts the power of the RAM and the CPU and the graphic card all in one chip. And as a side note, that's a great thing, because those bridges that connects all these components are very important, and the shorter they are, the faster the machine is. So you probably saw on your machine, on whatever it is, a PC or a Chromebook, everything that is on the motherboard and is connected to the CPU needs to be very close to it, so the performance is better. And the more you get close to that main unit, the better. Well, Apple actually put it all in one, so it's even better. Now, the performance of this machine is kind of weird. I'm not gonna do synthetic benchmarks, though I tested in those two. I'm not gonna tell you the numbers because that doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna tell you that everything I threw on this machine in the last week or so, well, he didn't budge at all. I couldn't get it warm, I couldn't get it blow hot air. I didn't hear a jet taking off like I'm doing every time I'm using my MacBook Pro 16. It's very quiet and it's fast, no matter what you're throwing to it. I use 10-bit 4K footage from my XT3 and throw it in DaVinci Resolve 17.1 beta made for M1 as well as Final Cut Pro. I throw a lot of effects and transitions. I couldn't make it get warm, and though the transitions and the effects are taking a little bit of a time to render, especially in DaVinci Resolve, that is not a bad thing. I mean, you're getting this small machine, this portable machine that it's even portable than my MacBook Pro 16. It's small, you can throw in your backpack along with the charging cable, and you will have a lap desk, no, a desktop, whatever. You'll have a machine all the time with you. You know, you just need a TV or a monitor and you're gonna have everything you need just in this small form factor. So for all that and the fact that for $699 you're getting the entry level, the 8 GB version of this machine, I think it's more than enough. It's great. I opened around 20-30 Safari tabs and I didn't feel any slowdown. I'm not sure how the 8 GB works, but the 16 GB is perfect for my kind of work. You can do, like I said, video editing as well as photo editing. I tried Photoshop through Rosetta 2 because there is no native app for M1 from Adobe yet. Based on my workflow, I am very confident that this will help me get through the day with everything that I'm doing. Now, there are a few downsides and I want to talk about it because, like I said, I'm gonna definitely pass as a fanboy after this video, but the fact that you don't have all the I/O that you need as a content creator, you don't have a SD card reader or a micro SD card reader, you don't have enough Thunderbolt ports to connect your monitor and all the devices, an external hard drive or anything else that is definitely on USB-C these days, or it should be, right, Apple? Well, this is a bit cumbersome, but if you are willing to work with it, I just realized that my Anchor dock that I was using on my MacBook Pro 16, the one that I showed you in my videos, it actually works with the Mac Mini. I know it's unbelievable, but the space between the USB, the Thunderbolt ports, on the back, it's pretty much the same space that I have on my MacBook Pro 16 in between Thunderbolts, so it works pretty well. So I have a card reader, I also have two USB-C ports getting out of it and two USB-A 3.0 ports, and that is great for me. But for some of you who are using more devices, like, you know, musicians and producers and even video editors that are getting in higher projects that they need a lot of backup stuff connected, this might be a little bit cumbersome. Now, I'm not saying that this machine is made for professionals, and it's not. They didn't mention anything about professional stuff. It's actually aimed toward the prosumer or the people who are trying to have an all-in-one device, and it is an all-in-one device finally on their desk. But if you are looking for something more pro, I advise you to wait for the next machines that are coming for this lineup, the M1 X or the M2, whatever they're gonna call. They'll probably come up soon, probably in July 2021, maybe earlier, maybe later. I am not sure. When it comes to tech, it's a bit hard to predict what's going on, especially with whatever happened in 2020 with the pandemic and all that. So yeah, these are my thoughts about the Mac Mini M1 2020. If you are a content creator or a photographer or maybe a videographer who's shooting for YouTube or not necessarily, you know, huge projects that are demanding a lot of power from the machine that you're editing on, if you are a person who is looking for an all-in-one machine to have on their desk and not take a lot of space, and it's quiet and cool to touch, and you will basically forget about having on your desk. This, I think it's a good option. If you're looking for more performance, if you're looking to edit, you know, raw footage from your Blackmagic cameras or Alexa or whatever you're using, maybe you should wait a little bit until they release the M1X or the M2. They'll probably come up with the MacBook Pro 16 in the M version, as well as the Mac Pro and the iMac. Well, until then, I'm gonna use this one, and if you guys wanna have a tour of the studio, because I'm trying to arrange things around, let me know, and I'm gonna do one for 2021 and show you exactly how this one fits in my workflow and on my desk. Until then, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because it's more important than anything to have this community grow every day, and give these videos a thumbs up to you know, have more people watching them and maybe enjoy them and share them with others. And I will definitely see you in a bit. Apple fanboy.
That's what I am. That's what people are gonna say.
We should do a Chromebook video next.